Hi everyone, this is Cami Branscombe, and today I'm going to share with you the NTeQ model. As you can see, I titled this NTeQ Model and the 21st Century Librarian. That's because I've been spending a lot of time in the last several weeks thinking about librarians that I've had in the past who admittedly are quite a bit older than me, and so rightfully so should be kind of stuck in the past. However, as a librarian, I don't want to be that way. I want to make sure that I'm staying on the cutting edge of information and technology. That way I'm able to better assist my students in guiding through this ever-changing world. So what is NTeQ anyway? NTeQ is a technology integrated model used to develop problem-based lessons that engage students in critically examining authentic issues and strengthen research and writing skills. That's kind of a mouthful, but I know that as a student, I couldn't stand it when my teachers would give me assignments that I didn't think pertained to the real world or that it had information that was going to be helpful to me in the future. To me, that was a waste of time, and I'm sure my students feel the same way. Down below, you'll see a picture that looks like a puzzle. This is actually the 10 steps in the NTeQ lesson plan. I'm sure that in the future, probably in assignment 2, we'll probably look at those, each little step specifically. However, for today, I just wanted to give you a little foundation to be able to springboard off of for the second assignment. So how can it help us at our school? You may be thinking, oh, what do I need NTeQ for? Or who really cares? Or is this really even going to help me? But the authors Ross, Lother, Wilson, Rayleigh, and Wang, which I hope I didn't butcher their names, they did a study where they had some classrooms that didn't have any computers. They had classrooms that had laptops just while they were in class, and then some classrooms where they had laptops anywhere they went. They looked at several different things, and I picked out a few to put in this chart. I hope you like charts as much as I do, but it just seemed like a very easy way to get a lot of information. They looked at increased interest in learning, and they had a 100% increase with both the classrooms with laptops and the classrooms that had laptops anywhere. Increase in grades. I know as a teacher I always want to see my students succeed and get better grades. But with the classrooms with laptops, there were no changes in their grades. However, the classrooms that had laptops anywhere, they had a 56% increase. I think that's pretty awesome, and I bet those kids' parents thought that was pretty awesome too. Increase in writing skills. I know that writing has always been kind of a struggle for teachers when we are trying to get this information across to our students, and it just seems like they don't get it because we're not seeing it applied in their writing. Well, with classrooms with laptops, they did not see any change in that. However, the classrooms with laptops anywhere, they saw a 44% increase. I know I would love to see that increase in my classroom. When they looked at increase in research skills, the classrooms with laptops saw a 33% increase, but laptops that were everywhere saw a 100% increase. I thought that was pretty amazing. And now the one that really kind of piqued my interest was the increase in collaboration skills. A lot of times we don't stop to think about that, but I've actually in the last year had several friends who own businesses. They have come and asked me, because I was a teacher, what is with this next generation? Where are we going wrong? Why are they not able to do what we need them to do? And honestly, it's not the only reason, but I think a big part of the reason is because they don't have strong collaboration skills. And we all know that that is very important in the workforce. In the classrooms with laptops, they had a 33% increase. And I know my friends would love to see even just 33%. However, the classrooms with laptops anywhere saw a 67% increase. That's phenomenal. And I know that there'd be a lot of business owners who would be ecstatic if they started seeing that kind of increase in their workforce. Well, just like everything else, things change. And for some people, they really like that, and for others, they hate it. I'm one who likes that, and I enjoy the fact that roles change. In the traditional classroom, students were seen as the receiver of information. You are the sponge who sits in my classroom and you are to soak up everything I tell you. But then in the NTeQ model, they're seen as researchers, they become problem solvers, and they actually generate knowledge. So this lessons actually kind of shift the focus onto the student where it really needs to be anyway. In a traditional classroom, the teacher was the main source of information. And I know that that's how I've operated in the past as a teacher. And as I think about that, that's kind of frightening. I hope that I'm a very smart and wise woman. However, to be the main source of information for every student who has sat in my room, that's kind of scary because the older I get, the more I realize I don't know everything. I don't have all the answers. But with the NTeQ model, my role as a teacher would change to designer, facilitator, and manager, and I really like that. I think that that's something that's best for students, and it really pains me to say this, but I think our football coaches, or any coaches really, would beat us out in this role because that's a skill set that they really have, and they've really mastered because they're coaches. And I know I usually tease coaches about not being, just spectacular. Teachers, however, in this instance, using this model, they would beat me in this. And so I probably need to start taking some lessons from them, and I know they get a kick out of that. For the computer, it used to be the teacher. If there was a subject I didn't know a whole lot about and I needed my students to get a deeper understanding of it, I would be grabbing that computer and the computer became the teacher, which put the focus of the lesson on the computer. But with NTeQ, the role of the computer is simply a learning tool. It's the extension of the mind, just like a hammer is an extension of our arm. Now to the part that I know is going to interest us the most because we're studying to be librarians, of course. In the past, there were outside sources for materials. I know if I was studying weather, I'd go run into my librarian, hey, what do you have on tornadoes? Or, we're studying whales. What do you have on whales? And maybe they liked that. Maybe they were satisfied with that, but that's not what I want. I want to be a key player in coaching teachers and students. I want to be there to support both of them, to bring them to a level that they've never been to before. And so that's something that I see in this NTeQ model, that it's going to allow me to do that and be that for them. So where do we start? NTeQ has 3 different levels, and I really like this about it because we have large ranges in teachers as far as technology knowledge, where they feel comfortable with the technology. And so this basic level, integrating computer use into lessons that teachers are already using, that's going to help them feel comfortable. They're lessons they already know, lessons they developed, lessons that they know work really well in their classrooms, so it gives them kind of a safety net. And now we're just going to tweak it a little bit and add a little bit of technology to it, so we're stretching them but not terrifying them. Once they get comfortable with that, then you can move them to the next step. It's a 3-step integrating computer use, or ICU, template for teachers with the basic understanding of integration techniques. As you're moving from that basic level up to this one, this is where we're really going to probably have to hold their hand. And we may have to do this 3, 4, 5 times until they are really comfortable with this process. Then when they have that down, then we can move them up to the top level, which is NTeQ 10-step lesson plan. If you'll recall that puzzle picture I had on the first slide, that was the 10 steps that it was showing. And this is where teachers are able to create new fully integrated lessons. This is where the fun really begins, and this is where we're really going to be able to collaborate together and really help our teachers and work together as a school community. So what should I do as a librarian? Well, as leaders in our schools, we should be actively creating partnerships built on mutual trust and respect. Now, this is not something that you're going to find in the NTeQ model information. This is actually something from another class. However, as I was thinking about what it would look like for me to do this within a school system, it seemed very obvious to me that this is very wise counsel. You're asking teachers to step out on a limb, to get out of their comfort zone, and the only way they're going to do that is if they feel that mutual trust. They know that you're a safe place and that you're there to catch them if they fall, but that you also really respect them and value the knowledge that they have. And I really appreciated that. I really like to see the ins and outs of relationships. That's always intrigued me. And I saw this as a very important piece that I didn't want to leave out when considering making changes in a school district. When collaborating, we can be a source of knowledge and a guide for teachers as they are learning and planning using a new concept such as NTeQ. Like I said before, they're getting out of their comfort zone, but they need to know that they've got someone they can follow. They look to us as an expert, and it's okay to say we don't have all the answers because we don't, but it's going to help them to know that we have a really good foundation to work on and that together we can come up with really great lessons that are going to be fun and are going to be effective and that our students are really going to have great success with. We can also offer to teach portions of the lesson that pertain to technology or the gathering of information, since this is our expertise. This is why we're in school. And I think that this does a lot. I actually saw this happen a little bit when I was subbing at Greenbrier last year up at the junior high. The kids really seemed to enjoy it because it was a change of pace. They also loved having a sub, especially me as a sub, but that's beside the point. They liked doing something different. Everyone does. And they enjoyed being in the library, doing something that they don't normally do in their normal day in class. It also, to me, I saw a camaraderie between the librarian and the teacher. I saw them as a great team. And I think that's good for the students to see because then they see that we as a school, more than just their teacher, a group of people really truly care about them and truly care about their education and about their success and that we're going to be there for them. Now, I probably have more resources than what I really needed to have. Or than what somebody else might have done. I did this for several reasons. I know that I'm kind of the springboard for assignment 2, which is kind of intimidating, so I hope that I have not bored you to death. But I wanted to give you a good foundation of NTeQ, so to the point that you felt comfortable going into the next assignment, but not so much information that you were like, oh, this NTeQ stuff again. Really? I know it all already. So I've listed these references so that if it's more information you need to help you with the assignment 2, this will be here for you. I hope that it's something that will be useful to you. And I also added the one, like I mentioned earlier, from the textbook in another class, this Hudson P. and Glom N. That is actually the textbook. If that is something that really resonated with you, that you want to read a little bit more about, if you haven't had that class with Dr. Yeah, now I just forgot his name. Anyway, I'm in 6380. Anyway, if that's something that you haven't had yet and you would like more information on partnerships, feel free to contact me and let me know, and I'd be more than happy to get you some of that information. So I hope that you have enjoyed this, and I hope you have a wonderful evening.